There's a couple tracks through here. You got BNSF coming through here. This is just a secondary main for the scam track and a couple extra trains maybe. It's not the Transcon main, but it meets up with that this direction. And then like a mile that way, you got the UP main going KC to Harrington, El Paso. That's super busy. I think people with an eye for artistic, you know, more subdued settings would find a lot of Kansas pretty interesting, especially this time of year. Look at this. Look at this setting right there. You got that green light. You got the tracks disappearing around into those trees. Permission to proceed into the sunset has been granted. The biggest problem that could, the biggest issue preventing this from being basically an amazing area is that the water is nasty. Look at that. You don't want to swim in that, or it's probably leeches, probably all kinds of snakes and stuff once it starts getting warm. But for a long time, that the Midwest is one of the more underrated areas, because when you get out here, you could walk down this track all day long. You got this water here, you got forests, ancient, a lot of interesting history with Indians and the Underground Railroad, as well as the above ground railroad. This direction is Lawrence, which is like 7 miles, and you got a college and a little more activity going on there than right here. It's absolutely blitzkrieg through here. Look at that, 65 speed limit. I really like this old architecture around here, these old white clapboard houses. Got this old church, nothing going on in there anymore. Just a lot more atmosphere and interesting vibe in these towns here than in the new crap suburbs that they're putting up everywhere. I mean, all the new architecture today is just garbage, cheap suburb schlock. And then you come to a town like this, there's actually personality. These homes, all kinds of different spirits, interesting things that have gone on over the last 100 years. And really don't have any idea what has happened in any of these places, but it's probably been pretty cool. If you look at how conformity is basically dominating modern American life, it's nice to see, you know, traces of American individualism still in these streets. So you're a Kansas native, huh?
Yep, born and raised.
Is there any kind of Kansas pride thing here? Like there's Texas pride, you know? Like
Not really. I mean, there's big pride in the sports teams, you know, Chiefs, Royals, stuff like that. But that's kind of how we identify with Kansas City, I guess.
And like the universities as well, I think a lot of people go.
Right, KU, K-State, there's a lot of pride with that. A lot of people that support them that didn't even go there, you know.
What do people here do for recreation, like outdoor or indoor or whatever?
You know, biking. A lot of people canoe or kayak the rivers, stuff like that. Go to bars.
Yeah, because I've been saying I think it's an underrated state personally. A lot of people think this is just a flyover state, and I think that's not accurate.
Yeah, a lot of this land to the east is a little more interesting than the stuff in the west, but.
And you actually work with the train somewhat. You work at the auto distribution center where they load auto racks.
Right, General Motors assembly plant, Kansas City.
Yeah, so there's auto manufacturing here.
Yeah, there's a Ford plant, a GM plant, and then some other stuff that comes in on rail. You know, all the other stuff, all the other brands.
I mean, what's interesting here in Kansas City? Interesting that's different from other places. What do you think?
I don't know. The city's I don't know.
Not a ton. Well,
it's
nice river. You got a nice river at least.
Yeah.
You know. It's the darkest hours of the night. I'm getting dropped off here by Justin. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
For everything.
Hope everything goes good, man. Have a good trip.
I do too. Thank you. On Stobe the Hobo here in KC at the Union Pacific Neff Yard. Been hanging out in KC with a very generous, happening viewer, which is always fun. Having a real bed and not having to basically live like an animal for a couple days. So I'm trying to go east to St. Louis. It's complicated. I don't know which train to look for in this yard, and there's junctions past the yard, so I'm not sure what's going to happen, honestly. If I go the wrong way, I think it's Little Rock, possibly Arkansas, it's possible, Fort Worth. Honestly, I've kind of got an itinerary planned out with another viewer in St. Louis. The thing is, it'd be nice to just get on the next train and get out of here, and I got to figure out which one is the right one. Here at the hump yard, they're humping cars. So I think it should be something pulling out of this yard, going that direction. But as far as which train, I don't know. I don't know which one it is. All right, so what's going on? If you could see that stack, I thought they were gonna come in on this side. He's coming in over on this side. I don't know if he's already crew changed or not. If he has, I'm SOL. If not, he's gonna go pretty soon. I need to get down and get on that. And I hope they're not carrying down in this crew office. Because this new bag I have, look at this thing, it's monstrous. There's no good reason to be walking around with this bag. I'm a little annoyed, but I think if he stops, I'm gonna make this train. I'm thinking he's gonna wait for the Amtrak. It's good to know your local Amtrak schedule. You got an eastbound out of KC to Jefferson City at 8:15, which means they're pretty much gonna clear the line, you know, for that train to make that ridiculous. I'm definitely visible walking kind of near here, which isn't good ever, but there's no option. I want to get out of here. I don't want to hang out around here very long. People set up a camp, hang out for days by the tracks. That's not me. It's time to get out of here. I got dropped off an hour ago. I'm ready to go. I just heard brakes. I'm in position. I hope there's a rideable car. It's got a DPU, but I don't want to deal with that. And you got guys parked here. There's nobody in that truck. Nobody's in that truck. I see rides right down there. I just got to sit tight. Right here. If you hang out here, this looks like it's still off the property. So here. Things are gonna speed up here soon. Stobe the Hobo, about to pop a top. Another cold beer. Leaving KC here. That's the UP engine facility. A lot of tracks going in a lot of directions here. This KCS switcher. That's interesting. Canadian Pacific. Pretty sure that's that should be the BNSF Transcon above us there. Another split here. I'm not sure which way that is. Milepost 277. Got the BNSF Transcon. I don't think we're getting on it, but it looks like we're getting right next to it. Unfortunately, God, everything's so great because it's winter. It's really ugly right now. It's the BNSF, and we're splitting off to Jefferson City here. Reflection of the sky making this river look blue because it's actually brown when you see it without the sky reflecting on it. It's a gross, nasty brown color. Put a lot of mud in there. Well, I don't know if you believe in climate change or not, or who does it or whatever. I don't care. I mean, that's not the point. I just gotta say, it seems abnormal how warm it is for February. And I mean, you got bugs, the gnats. I don't know if you can see the gnats on this screen here. They're showing up here. This is absurd. It's February, and we got gnats. That little rat bastard. One less gnat, whatever. It's crazy. And you look at this, it's kind of depressing, this landscape. I mean, it's dead as a doornail still, but it's 70 degrees out here. I mean, and I'm out of beer, which is even more depressing. So I hope that, you know, I don't know what's going on. It's so much nicer when it's green here. It's really kind of grim just looking at this solid, dead everything right now. Darn area. You can see the Capitol up there. We're approaching Jefferson City. See that Capitol there? Train ain't slowing down. I wonder if this intermodal just goes straight through Jefferson City. Right here on the shores of the Missouri River. Right at the Capitol building. We are at the Capitol. There it is. Really exposed here. Just hoping nobody's seeing me. What's that guy doing with the camera on the train? Look at this, at the Capitol. The thing is stopping right here. I gotta say, I've never seen anything like this. You got the tracks and the river and the Capitol right here. Honestly, I had no idea the city was like this. I hope I'm not trespassing right now coming up this hill. Need to get into the public Stop looking so freaking suspicious. Here we are, just another guy sightseeing, checking out our nation's history. Isn't that nice? At this building here. Oh, you don't have gold, you cheapos. Where's the gold? Gotta be honest, I think this is the most convenient stop I've seen to go sightsee. There's not any long walk into town. I almost wish it was a little longer, because I mean, this governor building is looking right down at the rail yard. So I'm gonna try to go sightsee. I'm trying to get this mud off my boots from walking around in there. But I'm gonna go check out the inside. Looks like you can go in here. Wow. Social justice warriors haven't chiseled this one off yet. Got all these guys. It's definitely interesting. Definitely interesting being in here with all these politicians. Because I just, came in here on a train, and these are the people who made the law. Probably about that in the state. But overall, I'd give this Capitol maybe a B-. There's not any beer for sale in it. There's not any gold. And I'd say compared to the Montgomery one, if you watch that episode, this is about half as cool. It's just stone. Look at this, it's just nothing but stone in here. Blah. fucking Christ. No, there's nothing going on here. There's a lot of work going on, a lot of bills getting passed. A lot of other guys actually walking around carrying bags like this. Except instead of cameras, they're full of cash. I am not kidding. This is facing basically directly down onto the tracks from here. That's something else. I don't know if it's just the budget or what, but you think they could do something with that dome other than dull, barf-colored cement. Food and beer. fuckers always build. You got the state penitentiary here. However, I think it's closed, as this is talking about the gift shop. Really an interesting enough town to come and hang out for at least a day. You got these limitless views of the river here. You got this state penitentiary. This is shut down now. These limestone cliffs all over the place. I don't think this is the Ozarks. I think we're north of it, but you could see on the ride a lot of cliffs and sinkholes and really soft kind of rock stuff going on. Look at that. You got the yard right there where the inmates played basketball. This big brick thing. Unfortunately, tours are closed for the season. Train yard. Prison yard. These are some old ass graves in this pioneer cemetery. Got that guy. 1810 on that. It's totally fenced off. Mossy old covered graves. So I'm here with Will and Ethan. Some more fans.
Greetings.
They're youngins. They're what are you, 22 and
Both 22, yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna get some beer. I don't have to buy them beer. That's, you know, I thought they were underage when I met them.
I was playing drums back about 3 or 4 years ago.
Wait, back there? In the green van?
Yeah, the green
that was
van.
you. Okay.
Yeah,
we were
nice.
just talking about that.
So what is the mission of playing here in this spot?
Oh,
You're
well-
not really busking, are you? Are you trying to get tips or like?
Oh, I might get enough to cover drumsticks, maybe, because I just bought
Yeah.
another $30.
Those look new. Are those 5As? Yeah.
But I got 3 sizes in there.
5B,
So look what I do to my sticks.
Yeah. My dad's a huge drummer.
Yeah, this dude's a percussionist.
He did the soundtrack to that New Orleans one.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
The last church I played in was Second Baptist, and this was the original. This is one a guy in Ann Arbor, Michigan, stuck that in my window, along with these stands and stuff. Nobody's ever stole anything out of it, and they've actually put stuff in it when I was not even
Hey.
there.
That's rad. That's how things should go.
We're ready to rock here at the Jefferson City gas station.
In my truck, I got a good sound system.
Actually, right at the steps of the Capitol, just right down the hill at this gas station. Just so you know, that's not him playing.
like that one. Yeah.
That was a candle holder.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So how long have
That was it.
you come out here every night and do it at this
Every
parking
night,
lot?
no, but every night I can, yeah.
That's cool.
I have a 70-something-year-old lady.
Bull is a good song. How about that chime? What is that thing?
That's a metal aluminum candle holder.
I know it's aluminum and it sounds that good. Here, play this one. This one. Yeah. So that's not designed for sound. But cool. Thanks for showing us. And it's fixing to go along to St. Louis.
Yeah,
I was about to say St. Loser.
St. Louis.
Yeah. Getting the pack ready to go. He's unemployed, just like I am these days, so
For years, man.
we're fixing to get the next train after we finish this beer. It's local. It's made in Springfield. It's probably the only good quality anything coming from Springfield, Missouri. Ethan is going to disguise himself as a conductor with those overalls on.
Exactly.
He's not nearly fat enough to be a conductor though. What goes on in this city here? You've got this Capitol building that just dominates
I mean,
the entire city. Any direction, it's all you can see.
My first job was at being a waiter at a restaurant around the corner from this Capitol building, and so I got a pretty good look at what goes on in there, and it's just a bunch of assholes in expensive suits, just like bantering, I assume.
So they were poor tippers, you're saying?
They were very poor tippers, and they were rude. And whenever Senate was in session, we would be really
which is
busy.
now, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it just started?
But yeah, that's a Thai
Yeah.
restaurant. That's Thai food in
This
there.
club up here or something.
You
Got a little
way up.
hip little yuppie restaurant there.
Got the yogurt shop.
Yeah, Maximum Yuppie coming up here at Cork and
Cork.
Cinema.
Oh yes, an independent theater.
Giannis Coffee Zone.
Giannis